Good day, grade 10s. I hope you are all doing well. Today we're going to continue with depreciation. So far we have only done depreciation on assets that were bought at the beginning of the financial year or where there were a balance at the beginning of the financial year. However, in real life, businesses sometimes have to purchase assets throughout the year, and this is going to change our calculation of depreciation. Today we will be looking at activity 15.12 on page 320 in your textbook. When you look above activity 15.12, you will see an example of an asset that was bought in the middle of the year, There you will see the asset was bought at 72,000 Rand. The depreciation rate was 20% per annum on the cost price, and we bought the asset 4 months into the financial year. That means we received it with 8 months left of the financial year. And that's why they times the 72,000 times 20% times 8 on 12, since we only used it for the 8 months of the financial year, not the complete financial year. Okay, so now we're going to move on to activity 15.12. You will see they ask of us to show the journal entries for depreciation as well as the accounts in the general ledger. I'm going to start with the general ledger, since you have been doing that the past few days and you have an idea of what it entitles. Firstly, I will be starting by writing down the dates for the financial year. That will be 1 March 2018 until 28 February 2019. Thereafter, we can write up the balances from the previous year. So equipment will have a balance on the debit side, since assets increase on the debit side. So it will have a balance on the debit side on 2018 March the 1st, a balance that have been brought down, and it's an amount of 25,000. Then our balance for accumulated depreciation on equipment is a negative asset, and that's why it will have a credit balance on the 2018 March the 1st balance brought down, and it's an amount of 3750. I see you can't see properly there. You have it 3750. Okay, then on 1 November 2018, you will see in the textbook they tell us that Freeman Traders bought additional equipment with a cost price of 15,000 for cash. That means our equipment increases, and equipment increases on the debit side since it is an asset. So on 2018 November the 1st, we bought it with cash. That means the account will be bank, and when we pay with cash, it's in our cash payments journal, and the amount is 15,000. Then on the 28th February, they tell us to write off depreciation at 15% per annum on the cost price. So now we have to first go and draw our timeline, for the financial year. So our financial year from 1 March 2018 until 28 February 2019. Then go and write down on the 1st of November 2018, we bought equipment at 15,000. And at the beginning of the year, we had 25,000. Now to calculate the depreciation, we're firstly going to calculate the part of the old equipment at 25,000 for the whole 12 months. So it's the 25,000 times the 15% times, just for this example, I'm going to write 12 on 12 just to show you guys, but you don't have to do it in future. And then the new equipment was only there for 4 months. So we're going to write the 15,000 times it by the 15% for the depreciation rate times only 4 months over 12. That will give us an amount of 3750 plus 750. There you go, and that will give us a total of 4500. So now depreciation is an expense. Expenses decreases our owner's equity, and our owner's equity decreases on the debit side. So on the debit side of depreciation, 2019, February 28th, our account will be accumulated depreciation on equipment. Don't use the short abbreviations like I do, please write out fully. This is just for me now because I don't have a lot of space here. It will be in the general journal and it's 4,500. And you have to show us this, the part where you show us both amounts, the 3750 plus 750. Why is this important? Because if you calculate this one of the two incorrectly in the test and you show us both amounts, we can still give you points for the other, we can still give you marks for the other half. But if you only write the total amount and it's incorrect, you will get 0. And then the other part of it is in the accumulated depreciation on equipment, 2019 on the credit side, February 28th. Our account will be depreciation. The general journal, 4,500. And once again, show us both amounts, 3750 plus the 750. And then finally, we have to finish up all the accounts. So we're going to add up the equipment, the 25 plus the 15, that is 40,000. The accumulated depreciation on equipment will be 8250. And then we're going to have to go take the depreciation to the profit and loss account. So on the 28th of February, we're going to take depreciation to the profit and loss account. And that would also be in the general journal, 4,500. And then we're going to just draw the two lines to show that we're done with the account. Sorry, it's not a very nice lines there. And that is the general ledger for this activity. I'm going to do the general journal now. Alright gents, let's do the general journal now. So we only have to do the entries for the depreciation on 28th February 2019. So on the 28th, now we have to think what will be our debit entry. Depreciation is an expense, and expenses decreases our owner's equity on the debit side. Therefore, depreciation will be on the debit side. So depreciation will be debited by 4,500. The folio will be N20. And then our credit will be the negative asset accumulated depreciation on equipment. Once again, don't do it like I'm doing it here, please. Write it out completely. And that will be B6. And on the credit side, 4,500. And then you have to write the next line, depreciation at 15% on cost price. And then once again, very important, show me the two amounts, the 3750 plus the 750. And that is that. If you have any questions regarding this work, please send me a message, or Mrs. Cronje or Mr. Tablanche. We will help you anytime. And then please remember to submit your depreciation revision exercise by next week Friday. Just follow all the instructions on the classroom, please. And then we would also like to see a photo of this activity just to show us that you're up to date with work and that you have been doing what we have sent you, please. Thank you very much, guys.